Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Facebook Live. I'm going live about an hour earlier than normal, so thank you for joining me a little earlier today. My name is Ruth Norton. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Albuquerque, Mexico. If you are local, please let me know. I'd love to get you my class list. If you need a catalog, please let me know. If you don't already have a catalog, please let me know. I'd love to mail you a catalog. We're going to make a really, really cute card today, but before we do, I have a lot to go over today. Just some little reminders, of course. We have our coordination product release going on right now. These are incredible products you can get that coordinate with lots of our mini catalog and celebration catalog items. We're going to be using some of this. Please just punch DSP today. This is probably my favorite DSP right now. I cannot stop using it. There's also 5 die sets that are just incredible. So make sure that you check out these 6 items. They are amazing to use. They're so much fun, and they coordinate with so many good products. So make sure you check that out. These are only available while supplies last, so order them soon or miss out. All right, let's move on. So I posted yesterday about Paper Pumpkin, and I am doing a special through March 10th. So if you purchase a prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription, that can be the 3, 6, or 12-month Paper Pumpkin subscription, by March 10th, I'm going to send you a free Take Your Pick tool. And where is my Take Your Pick tool? So here's my Take Your Pick tool. So these are fantastic, especially with Paper Pumpkin. Can't get my lid off now. There's a little putty end on one side. The other side has a little spatula or paper piercer end, and then you can also switch it out for a scoring end too, so depending on what you need. And then we do have other attachments. There's a die brush you can add to the top of this too. You can take that one off and add the die brush. So there's the Take Your Pick tool is probably one of my most favorite tools in the catalog, and I am going to send you one free if you purchase a prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription by March 10th. And the reason I'm offering this now is because March is Paper Pumpkin's 7th anniversary. And so they have a really, really fun Paper Pumpkin coming in March. Look at how cute this box is going to be. Isn't that cute? The Joys of Spring. Plus, not only is it just the Paper Pumpkin, but they're also going to include a free stamp set. So you're getting 2 stamp sets in the March Paper Pumpkin kit, which is just incredible. So the Paper Pumpkin kit in March will include supplies for 12 cards, the ink spot, the stamp set that you'll need for those 12 cards, all the supplies for those cards, a free stamp set, an additional free stamp set, all for just an incredible value. So if you are thinking about Paper Pumpkin, or even if you're already a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, even if you pay month to month, you can still purchase a prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription and then just apply that to your account already. So if you love Paper Pumpkin, if you've never tried Paper Pumpkin, maybe this is the time to try Paper Pumpkin. Make sure that you look into this. I have a post on this on both my VIP page and my business page. So make sure you scroll down, look at this. There's so many different things. With every level, you're going to get celebration items. With the 3-month subscription, you get 1 free celebration item. The 6-month, you get 2 celebration items, 2 of the $50 celebration items, or 1 of the $100 celebration items. So it really depends, and then it goes up from there for the 12-month subscription too. So consider Paper Pumpkin if you have never done it before, or even if you have done it before. This is a great time. Get your free Take Your Pick tool. So that is that. If you are local, please join me for my March class. I'm super excited about this class. Spaces are already filling up. This is a his and hers class. Now you don't have to bring your significant other to this class. This is a different kind of class than I've ever done before. The his and hers means you're making masculine cards and feminine cards, but we're going to use the same products, if that makes sense. So maybe not specifically the same exact stamps, but the same stamp set to make a masculine card and a feminine card. I really just want to show the versatility of our products. So maybe it's not a stamp set. Maybe we're using a specific DSP pack, and we're going to make a masculine card and a feminine card with the same DSP pack. So I'm really just focusing on showing versatility in all of our products. And you're going to make 6 cards at this class. So again, if you're local, if you're in the Albuquerque area, or you will be in the Albuquerque area on March 14th, send me a message, send me an email, and let me know, and I will get you more details on that class. All right. One more thing. We had a snow day in Albuquerque. Well, I mean, the kids were on a delay. They did go to school, but my husband ended up working from home, which meant he got the office. We share an office. I have my craft room and his office are in the same room. So he got the office because he worked from home. So I had just gotten this kit. What is this kit called? Seriously the Best Kit. I think this is in that mini catalog. And I had just gotten this kit. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll just take my supplies and I will do that kit somewhere else. And so that's what I did on, when was our snow day? On Tuesday. And this kit is so adorable. Look at this box, first of all. This little thing closes. Isn't that cute? This is just the most, it's big too. I'm having a hard time getting it in the camera, but it is the most adorable box. So we're going to take that off. And then all of the cards are inside. Now I made all 12 cards, or no, there's 16 cards. There's 4 of each. So I made all of them. So let me show you. So there are, aren't these cute? So now I'm showing you these. Let me move the box out of the way so we can get these in. Now I'm showing you these because if you are interested, I am considering doing a kit class on this kit. I had no idea these cards were so completely adorable. And I honestly didn't know that the box was so amazing. I opened up my order and I was like, oh my gosh, that box is incredible. How amazing is that? This one, isn't that cute? And so I made them all pretty much the same. I did vary a little bit on the twine where they put it in the example, but for the most part they are all pretty much the same. But if you are local and you are interested, or even if you're not local, I'd be happy to do this as a to-go too. But I am considering maybe in March inviting people over for a kit class. So if this is something you're interested in, please leave me a message or a comment and I would be happy to do this. Now what it means for the class is you would make all the cards, but you wouldn't have to invest in the stamp or the inks. I would provide all of that, and then you would, all the other supplies come in your kit. This one might be my favorite one. I really like this one. But all the other supplies come in your kit, and you just would use my stamp and my ink to complete these. So, and then the envelopes are all gold lined too. Isn't that cool? It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous kit. So let me know if you're interested in this. I'm considering a class. So if this is something you're interested in, let me know and I will be happy to set this up. All right, let's move on. We have a really cute project to get to today. So let me show you. Oh, you know what? I have one more thing to show you. So I've gotten a couple of Valentine's treats this week. This was given to me from one of my guests at my class this weekend. Isn't it cute? It's a little heart box and there's little Hershey Kisses inside. Isn't that cute? So super, super cute. Just a really, really cute idea. So I love that. And then this one was given to me by one of my team members and it uses our new little heart tens. They are really cute. She filled these with Hershey Kisses as well. I'm gonna have to hide all these Hershey Kisses. My kids love Hershey Kisses. She filled these with Hershey Kisses, but you can also bake in these tens. So you can fill it with maybe cupcake batter or brownie batter and then bake in them. And then decorate the top, put the lid on it, decorate the lid, and isn't that such a cute gift? Or you can just, of course, fill it with candy. That's also super cute. But I wanted to show you guys these. These are just super cute little projects that I received this week for Valentine's Day. All right, now we're going to get to our card. This is the card we're making today. Isn't it cute? I love, love, love this card. We're using 2 celebration items on this card. We're using the Thoughtful Bloom stamp set and the Small Blooms, I think that's what it's called, the Small Blooms Punch. We're using both of these. They are in the celebration catalog. The Thoughtful Bloom stamp set is free with free with a $50 purchase. And you can get the Small Bloom Punch free with a $100 purchase. So really, really cute. They coordinate together. So you can get both with a $150 purchase. And the card I'm making today is super cute. So let's start by stamping all the flowers. And I'm going to use my Stamparatus for that. So I'm going to pull out my Stamparatus. Let me pull that out. And I already have my stamps mounted here. So I have them on my plate. If you don't have a Stamparatus, it is one of the best tools. Probably next to the Take Your Pick tool, the Stamparatus is probably one of the most must-haves. All right, I'm also going to grab a little chamois to clean our stamps. All right, I'm going to take my, we're going to do the flower 3 times. I didn't do any of this in advance, so this might take a while. We might have some chatting time during this. Let me move some of this other stuff out of the way. I have a lot of stuff on my desk. I thought I was all clean and organized. I guess not. So we're going to get let me move my this over a little bit. And let me get a stamp set under here that'll hold it nice and level. So I have just a scrap piece of Melon Mambo in here, and I have both sides of both of those stamp sets in here. We're using, let me show you on the case here. We're using this outline one, and then we're using this small one that's going to go inside it. So we're using both of those, and they're both mounted on my Stamparatus. It doesn't matter which one we do first. This one's on top, so that's the one we're going to do first. And I'm just going to stamp it, and then I'm going to lift up my plate and move it down one. I'm going to make sure this is all lined up. I'm going to ink it up, and I'm going to stamp it again. We're going to do 2 of each flower except for the Coastal Cabana. We're going to do 3. So now that I've done those, let me clean off this stamp. This is called the hinge step technique, and it's just a great way to do kind of mass producing without having to line things up over and over again. It's kind of nice, mindless mass producing. And this is actually really easy to line up because it's photopolymer, but without getting my head in under the camera, it would have been a little more challenging to line up. So with that all nice and square in the corner, I'm going to take that outline image and just stamp it down. You can see, let me bring it up so you can see how beautiful that's stamped. And so now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to lift it up and move it down one, and we're going to stamp it again. Because these are nice and lined up, you can just keep going and going and going and going. So I'm going to put this back at the top. We're going to do our next color. So let me clean off my stamp there. We're going to move on. We'll move on to Gorgeous Grape. Let me find my Gorgeous Grape pad here. Let me close my Melon Mambo one. I'm going to end up with ink pads everywhere. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ink up my Gorgeous Grape, stamp it. Oop, that didn't stamp very well. Let's try that again. I may need a little more ink. That's another great thing about the Stamparatus. You can just line it all back up, and it'll, why is that one not inking? Ah! Frustrating. I'm not inking the right one. Need to ink over here. Maybe that's why. It all worked perfectly yesterday. There we go. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to lift it up and move it down. Get it nice and ink this time. I was trying not to get the ink all over my plate, but I guess we're just going to have to deal with ink on my plate. But as you can see, there was no ink transferred over, so it worked out. So let me grab my chamois. We'll just clean all that ink right up. Not a big deal. All right, now we're just going to flip the plate around. So you can see I have both stamps on either side, so I'm just flipping it around to the side I need. You could put the other one on the top and fold it back that way, but to get it all in the camera, I wanted to do it this way. So this one we're going to stamp. Oh, I need to move it down, ink it up, and stamp. Beautiful, perfect. Okay, so now we just have Coastal Cabana left. So let me clean off my stamp. This is such a fun technique, and the Stamparatus is just such an amazing tool to have in your collection. All right, so I have my scrap of Coastal Cabana. Let me move my plate back up to the top, and this one we're going to do 3 of. So we're going to move down 3 notches here. So we're going to start with that center one, lift it up, move it down, and stamp it again, lift it up, move it down, and one more time. Perfect. So nice. Okay, I'm just going to flip it around. I'm not going to worry about cleaning it right now. I'll clean them later. Let's see. Can I get it back in? All right. And stamp. And lift it up, move it down. So this is a great one. And this stamp is about 1 inch tall. So it works perfectly with stamps that are roughly about 1 inch. Each of these little hinges are about 1 inch. So works perfectly. There we go. So let me move this back. Let me get close up our ink pad, and I'm going to move our paper out of the way. There we go. And I will move this out of our way. We're done with our Stamparatus for now. So now we are just going to go through, and I'm just going to punch all these out. And you'll see that I lined up my punch to punch with 2 of the petals straight down, and that will make lining it up in the punch super easy. So make sure you always look at the orientation of your punch before you stamp anything, because that will make less wiggling around trying to figure it out. All right, so I'm going to punch out my others. Moving on to grapes. before, just scrape here. All right, and one more, our melon mambo piece. All right, now that we have all of our flowers stamped, let's see, let's put those aside. And let's get the rest of our card pieces out just so we know what we're working with. So I have a piece of the Granny Apple Green ribbon. Let's see, what ribbon is this? So I have it right here. Let's see, this is the textured weave ribbon. It's really, really nice. It's really nice and soft. It's kind of thick, so I don't like to tie bows on cards with it, but we're just gonna lay it flat so it's gonna work. I have a label from the Stitch Label dies. We'll get those out. These are in the annual catalog. We've had these for a while. This one makes an adorable like cross stitch pattern. There's lots of other little stitch labels in here. They're all stitched very, very cute. So this is a good one to have in your collection. So I've already pre-cut that in white. I have a piece of Granny Apple Green, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of that Please Does Punch DSP, which is 5 by 3 3/4. And then I have a Coastal Cabana card base, which is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And we're just going to fold that in the middle. It's scored at 4 1/4. So I'm going to bone folder. And I just realized I need some scrap pieces of that Please Does Punch DSP. So let me see if I have any scrap pieces hanging around. All right. So we're going to punch some leaves. So I'm just going to grab a piece of that, an extra piece of that Please Does Punch DSP. And I'm going to use our leaf punch and just punch out 2 leaves here. We don't need the stem, so I'm not worried about getting all of the stem. But this little leaf punch goes perfectly with that little flower. So I have 2 of those leaves punched out, and it's with the same DSP, but we're gonna highlight it a little different. So we have those. All right, so let's start putting everything together. So I'm gonna start adhering. I'm gonna adhere my DSP to my Granny Apple Green piece. Just like this. It's just gonna layer on perfectly. And then we're gonna stick on our ribbon. And I'm just gonna use a stapler for this. So I'm just gonna kind of lay my ribbon where I want it. I want it to overhang a little bit on the right, and I want the tails to go off to the left. So I'm gonna hold it in place, and I am just going to grab a stapler and bring it in and just staple it on there. That's gonna be hidden, so I'm really not worried about that at all being a little ugly. It's all gonna be hidden. It's gonna be fine. So we're gonna trim the ends after we get everything layered up. So we're gonna stick this piece onto our card, and for that I'm gonna use some dimensionals, of course. I have lots of little edge pieces here. I love the edges. I know I've mentioned that before. Dimensionals are my favorite. And don't throw out those edges. They are good pieces to use, and you can just tear them apart to any size you need. You can also use the edges for shaker cards. That's always a really good use of them. And that's just going to go right into our card base. All right, we're going to move on to our label now. We're going to put our card base aside. We're going to move on to our label, and I'm going to stamp my greeting on here. And so, and the greeting comes from that Thoughtful Bloom stamp set. So let me pull out my Granny Apple Green ink here. So let me open that up, and I'm going to stamp it off to the left, kind of high. Yeah, let's see. Let's hope I can get this straight. All right. Perfect. I think that looks pretty good. Well, from my angle, I don't know. I'm not right over it, so I'm going to leave this open. We're going to do something with that in a minute. All right, for my, I'm going to bring in my Coastal Cabana piece. There's this beautiful, like, little, I don't know, little chain, little lattice maybe piece, and I need a little piece of scrap paper, so I'm actually just going to grab a Post-it. I want to stamp this right below my greeting, but I don't want it to be full strength Coastal Cabana. I want it to be stamped off, so I'm going to stamp it on my scratch paper real quick, my Post-it note, and then I'm just going to stamp it right under my greeting. I don't think that's super straight, but that's okay. So just adds a little bit of texture under there. All right, now we're going to close up our Coastal Cabana. We're going to move our stamps out of the way. We don't need those right now. Move my Post-it out of the way. All right, we are going to add this onto our card base, of course, with dimensionals, and then we're going to start layering up our flowers. So let me pull out some more of those edge pieces, and we're going to toss this. Okay, I'm going to put this right on And we didn't trim those ends yet because we wanted to make sure everything was going to sit nice and flat and make sure we can trim off the right amount. So now that we have that, we're just going to trim these ends just a little bit. I'm just using my scissors, trim them, and that gives us just that nice little texture, and it doesn't add a lot of bulk, so you're going to be able to send this through the mail. All right, now we're going to start layering up our flowers. You can arrange these really however you want, and the reason I chose these colors is because these are the colors in our glitter enamel dots that we're going to use. So let me see. I want to put a pink one here. I have 3 of the Coastal Cabana ones, so that's going to be, I'm going to put that up there. So I'm just kind of lay them out right now where I want them, just so I know where they're going to go. This one's going to go here, and then I think I'm going to have this purple one kind of off the bottom, just like that. All right, I do want to give my flowers a little bit of texture, and I'm going to be adding my flowers with my mono combo glue, whatever you want to call that. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool for this, and to give my flowers a little bit of texture, I have my paper piercer mat. And I'm going to lay that on there with my lid on. So I have my lid on my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to leave that on, and I'm just going to push that down. And that's going to kind of cup that flower. It's going to give it a little bit of texture there. So I'm going to use my glue. And we're just going to kind of glue these as they go so that they have time to dry. So I'm going to do that with my Melon Mambo one. Add a little dot of glue. You can also use glue dots if you don't want the liquid glue. Glue dots would work great as well. Move these over and just push them down a little bit. I'm not pushing them down a whole lot, just a little bit to just give them a little bit of texture. If you put it in an envelope, they're going to squish a little bit, but they'll still have that texture, that memory texture. So that's going to go in there, and then we have 3 more. So I'm just going to lay that on there. I'll just do all 3 of these at once. And again, keep your lid on, otherwise your putty end is just going to stick right to it. So that's a fun tip I saw from another demonstrator. And I cannot think of her name right now, but it adds a lot of fun texture. That, and then our last one is just going to go down here on the bottom. So isn't that pretty? You could leave it just like that, and it's so gorgeous. We're going to add some little leaves and the glitter enamel dots in just a second. So let me put the lid on this. While this dries, I'm just going to set it aside to dry, and we're going to work on the leaves. Now I'm going to cut these apart. Let's see, I think just 4 leaves. So we're just going to cut these apart. And I'll take 1 leaf from this one, and I'll save these for another project. And all I'm going to do, I have a little sponge dauber. Where'd it go? I dropped it. I have a sponge dauber and I have my Granny Apple Green ink. And because this is the same DSP that we used in the background, I just want this to stand out a little bit. So I'm just going to go around each little leaf, and that's just going to really highlight those edges and really just define it more as a little leaf. I'll move my scissors out of the way. So I'm just using, you can use a sponge. If you have a sponge, you can even just run it along your ink pad carefully. If you don't have a sponge dauber, that works too. But I have a sponge dauber, so I'm going to use that. And it just defines that edge just a little bit. So we're going to set all that aside. And now we're going to just add our leaves. So it doesn't matter where you add them. I'm just going to go around. I'm going to put a little dot of liquid glue on the back and just kind of tuck them in. So let's see. I think we'll tuck one right here. And see a little bit on the back. We'll tuck one under here. And you can see how we sponge that edge. It just kind of sets it apart from that background DSP just a little bit. And a little on the back of this one. And I think we'll add that one here. And one more, I think we'll add to the other Coastal Cabana flower down here. Just tuck it in just like that. Perfect. All right. One last final touch. We're going to add those glitter enamel dots, and then this card is done. Isn't it beautiful? I love this card. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to use my paper piercing end for this. And I'm just going to go with that stuck to my finger. I have some glue in my finger. I'm just going to match the middles to the colors. And that's just going to give it a real nice monochromatic look to these flowers. So my Coastal Cabana ones are going to go in Coastal Cabana. Okay, come on, work with me. My Melon Mambos are going to go in Melon Mambos, and my Gorgeous Grape are going to go in Gorgeous Grape. And the glitter enamel dots are probably one of my favorite accessories. I love them. I tend to hoard them because I love them so much, but I need to use them more. They're so beautiful. Okay, come on, work with me. All right, and two more. Let's see. I had no trouble getting them off the little plastic yesterday when I was making this card, but you know, it's the pressure of the live video. And I didn't do a bow on this card because of the live video, but you never know. It's always something, right? All right, that is our card for today. Isn't it beautiful? I love this stamp set. I love that punch. So beautiful. These colors are just so pretty together. Isn't that beautiful? I just love this card. Really, really cute card. If you need to order any supplies, please head to my online store. Use this host code. All orders will receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects from me. Remember my Paper Pumpkin special. Get those prepaid subscriptions and get your free Take Your Pick tool. It's a great time to purchase those. Get free celebration products with your prepaid subscriptions of 3, 6, or 12 months. If you have any questions on any of this, on any of these products or this card, let me know. If you're local in the Albuquerque area and want to attend my class, send me a message. I would love to get you more information. If you're on Facebook, please share this with your friends. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. I will be back next week with another cute card or project, so please join me then. Otherwise, guys, have a great week. Bye.